Well, I'm pleased we got the game played first and foremost today. I woke up and drove in this morning and didn't know if that was going to happen. So the weather cooperated enough, really for the situation. I think we had a great crowd. I hope there was fans across the state and across the country that got a chance to take part. Spring games are always interesting. You don't know how it's going to play out. You want it to, it's unscripted. It's the only thing we really do that's unscripted through the course of the spring, and you really want that game feel. The score. One team gets up 17-0, and the other team's got to fight back. There was a safety, there was a 2-point conversion, and ultimately, it played out the way it did. So I thought our guys really competed well. It's another really good evaluation tool for us to take a look at them, and we'll keep. We set the bar. That's what we talked about. The bar isn't where we need it to be, but we set the bar here at the end of April, and we need to be a better team come August. So
when it is unscripted, but then it does come down to having some late game situations, a 4-minute situation, a 2-minute situation. Do you like that? How do you think those guys did in those situations late in the game?
Yeah, that's the stuff you really can't practice. You could throw it up there, but there isn't the ebbs and flows of a game and the score and the comeback and all that stuff. So yeah, the great team having to waste as much time, use as much time as they could ultimately to get to score, have to use a couple timeouts on the other side to hold time, and then the blue team did a good job of getting down there, and we haven't necessarily had those last play of game installs. That's something you do more in the fall, so I was just crossing my fingers that we didn't throw a ball up and someone would collision or something like that, but at least to be throwing the ball in the end zone to bounce back was a big deal for the blue team to be able to do that.
Earlier this spring you talked about maybe not being able to practice like you wanted, or scrimmage like you wanted because of weather. Better weather today. Was airing it out more of an emphasis today?
Well, I think relative to last Saturday, it was really, really hard because of the wind. I think we worked Tuesday, Thursday, and then today on kind of balancing that out a little bit. And I think part of it is you have this game kind of stage. You get a chance to test the guys protecting, the quarterbacks, the receivers, the guys covering, all that stuff. So, I think you get one side chasing points a little bit. That's part of what happened. But no, I think the balance, the run-pass balance was appropriate today and through the week to kind of make up for what happened last week.
Yeah, and you're able to cycle through quarterbacks today. What do you think of their playing? Some of the deep shots they were taking too?
Yeah, I thought they all did some things. It's hard for both Tommy and Sean. Part of their game is to run the football, to make plays with their feet, and you really take that away when you have the gold shirt on. You have them react to different things the best you can. I know there's some plays I'm sure that they could have broke out on that it gets blown dead. I thought we threw the ball relatively well, and we had some miscues too. And we had guys on the other end. From 50-50 situations, receivers make some plays, DBs make some plays. Young Jordan Reed gets out there and did some really, really good things just on the unscripted. So, that position needs to continue to get tested and then, feel good about our progress out of spring.
How much did the injuries and the guys missing affect kind of your mindset in this game, and just how did you kind of a silver lining to be able to get younger guys some more reps?
Yeah, we have what we have right now. I think we had some proven guys that didn't go through the spring, and I trust them and their recovery and their attention to detail. But yeah, it allows for other guys to have to emerge, to be called upon, and that's typically what you go through in the spring. It's just a product of a long physical season. You get some guys fixed up. They don't need spring as badly as some of those guys that are getting all those reps. So, I think we had some guys pressing the duty that really took some strides this spring, I know, and we'll need to continue to do that.
Any of those guys specifically that's especially in this game that stood out?
You put me on the spot. I know what I think. Position-wise, that we're down some guys, but we graduated some guys. O-line. I think we graduated 3 starters. We're down a couple more guys. But that group has continued to grow and get deeper. I know we're down guys like Callahan, guys like Ty, Isaiah. The guys that end up stepping up and doing more are that whole group of linebackers. I know in the secondary, Lavelle Price is probably the guy that's taken that opportunity the most at the nickel spot. And then I think you look at the running backs today between Lane, Sumner, Garrett Kuhn, and Demarius Hosey. That was probably their best day collectively.
The offensive line, that blue team, all of them are sophomores, and those are kind of the guys that are leading the way. So what do you think of their kind of chemistry as a unit? How do you think they're working together as a unit?
You know, it's definitely coming. I think that group has kind of grown up together. I think that matters. I think there's really no one guy that's the alpha necessarily. So I think they're all taking on their own accountability within that group. I think there's a bunch of competition too. You know, I hope we get to the fall and we can look and say, you know, there's a good chance that there's 8-9 guys that are going to be in the mix. I think that's real, you know, and that's what you want to be at that position, whether it's that competition that drives guys or then your ability to play a bunch of guys. We were much thinner, I felt, last year, and you know, it's our hope that looks different next fall.
Sean Chambers threw 3 picks, but then he came back and led the touchdown drive. So what did you think of his response to kind of get back on the positive side?
Yeah, you know, that's a situation where he's a competitor. He's going to bounce back. I know 2 of those were down the field throws for sure, and we'll take a look at the film to see if it was decision, what it was. But you know, he's going to be able to bounce back, and you're out there competing in trying to take your team and move forward. He is a competitor, true and true, and he'll just, you know, I think we know who he is, and that didn't surprise me, I guess.
Good work for Lane Sumner and Demarius Hosey on either side. So what do you think of their ability to kind of step up, take a bunch of carries?
No, that was big. I know Garrett Kuhn got a bunch early, but yeah, I thought they did a good job of you know, carrying the load and making some plays too. You know, and we'll have to see whether it's them making plays or defense missing or a combination. I think it's a little bit of both, but you know, pleased with their efforts today.
Drew had 2 of those picks. Was that indicative of kind of what you thought of his performance overall today?
I think that was his best day. I think you know, Drew's a guy that's continuing to develop within our program. Just got here in January, so you know, for him to make a couple plays like that was you know, it was big for him, and cap his spring ball off on a positive note. But progress nonetheless.
And Marcus being kind of the first or starting guy on the blue team, how much of that is a reflection of how well he's played in this spring?
No, I think that's what that is. Marcus Weir moved over, and we moved him in January. He took it upon himself in January and February and March to be, you know, get himself prepared, put some more weight on, all that stuff, and he did that. And you know, he really took to coaching this spring. You know, a guy that you could see on a daily basis keep getting better and better. So really excited about moving him, but more so just how he's responded to the move.
And then another former D lineman on the offensive line, Trey Yates. Can you kind of speak to why he moved and what you've seen from him so far this spring?
Well, I think we got a lot of guys that you know, are good football players, whether they're linemen or whatever, and you try to find the best place that gives them the best opportunity to get on the field the fastest, help the team. And I think both those moves were in response to seeing a better opportunity for them on offense than defense, and you know, like how they both went and attacked it and the progress that they made.
The defensive line seems like some of those guys stepping up as well. So a lot of those guys got playing time last year. How much do you think that helps them, and what's the next step for that group?
Yeah, you know, we have 6 of the 10 that played, you know, pretty significant time last year back, and you know, what needs to happen are, you know, those 6 guys, they need to step into a greater role. Brody, Gravy, Sebastian Valdez, Blake Schmidt, probably in particular, those 3. And then, you know, the other guys need to keep coming, and then there needs to be a continuation of that 7, 8, 9, and 10 emerging, which I think it's in progress. I know we left spring ball last year, and if I would have tried to tell any of you we were going to play 10 guys, you probably would have laughed at me the way we were in the spring. So there's development there, but you know, it's about the guys, those 6 in particular, really about stepping their game up, and then younger guys continuing to grow. You know, this next 3 months.
Day after your contract was announced, any just general thoughts on
No,
signing your contract?
I appreciate the university add another year to my contract. You know, I think that shows faith in the job that we're doing, and you know, Coach Binford, Coach Sprinkle, I think we got a good thing going, and I think our success, collective success, is all part of one big plan that President Cruzado, Leon have embraced, and it's not just us 3, but to reflect the 3, I guess, extensions. And I'm really happy for all of us, I guess, and you know, I'm excited to continue to lead this program.
What's the summer look like for you guys now that spring ball's over? I mean, how much of that then accountability falls on the players?
Oh, a lot of it does. I think you try to, as a player, you leave spring ball with a better sense for okay, where am I at? What have I done well? What do I need to keep, improving upon? And I think it just allows you, it sets you up better for the summer now. And our guys will come back the end of May, beginning of June, and it's a lot of hard work. The NCAA's changed some things, so our coaches can work with the guys a little bit more than they ever have before. They can certainly meet with them, but it all falls within an 8-hour work week. So it's a different tempo to the summer, but boy, it's as important a time as there is in the calendar to me.